guys, welcome back to another episode of El Puro channel. As you can see today, we got plenty of fog. Plenty of fog. I mean, you can't even see shit like 20 feet in front of you. So anytime you have fog like that, it's always a good idea to slow down, take your time, and work through it. Especially when you're inshore or, you know, traveling these channels and whatnot, the intercoastal waterway and everything else. So just make sure that you take your time, pay attention. If you got some good polarized glasses, wear them, even though there's not much light. But you'd be surprised at how much better you can see with the polarized lenses on. He brought the old dinosaur with him.
That's right.
This rod right here, that thing's caught some pretty big fish. And that's it. You know, we're all set up, ready to go here. It's just
waiting for the fog to vanish a bit.
Yeah, it's really foggy out, as you can see. Conditions are extremely foggy. Haven't seen this in a while, but you know, it is what it is, and you just got to be careful and work your way through it. That's all. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Big old donk. You're all next to me. ¿Dónde con todos estos arriba?
Oye, tiene un aparato, ¿no?
Aquí la batería.
Can you keep those? No. Nice fish.
Yeah, brother. There's more. Alright guys, so after a long day of catching nothing, we got ourselves a beautiful reef donkey right here. Big old lips. Let me see that donkey donk. The donkey donk right here, guys. Look at that. Just a powerhouse of a fish. Puts up a great fight. They're out of season now. We can't keep them, so throw him back. But I'm gonna measure him real quick.
38, 39.
Yeah, about a 34 to the fork. So can't keep him, so we're gonna throw him back. Let me see that donkey. So what you catch that on? Top secret?
The magic sauce.
The magic sauce. Why don't you hold that fish up, man? That's a gorgeous fish. That's a man. Wow. Hold her like that, like a redfish. There you go. I ain't do nothing to you.
Wow. I think this beats the other one.
I don't know. That's a close one. Golly.
God damn it. That's a man there, boy.
All right. So I've been missing a bunch of bites. And guess what? This is what it is. Big snappers. Big snappers. Juan already got a monster. We got all these big snappers feeding right now. Oh, you should have seen the shark that was after this thing, dude. All right, Juan.
Well, like always, here we are, George never disappointed me, so now I've gone from one instigator to the snapper whisperer. You wonder why? Peek in there. You want to see something?
Wow.
Look at this thing.
Wow.
Look
Yeah,
at this.
show that piece up, man.
Look at this snapper.
Oh my God, dude.
Look at that. They're not all like that.
Put your foot next to it, so just so people get a glimpse. Yeah, that's a 2 foot. That's a 2 foot man. 2 foot man. Look at this box. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Me and Juan had a blast catching all these snappers. Couldn't get them all on film because my GoPro battery died and I only had the other camera, but it was a non-stop bite, so didn't have a chance to really film the whole thing. I wish I could. Wish I had a camera guy, right, to just grab all this footage because it was really epic. But anyways, in some of the other videos I put up, some guys have asked questions like, "What are you using for bait?" and you know, what kind of strategies are you implementing to catch these fish? So I want to talk a little bit about that. I think it's fair to kind of, you know, go over what we use and how we done it and so on and so forth. So the first thing you want to do is obviously you want to mark fish. You want to have fish underneath. You want to be marking something, right? Because you don't want to be sitting in a spot that's flat and expect to catch all these fish. So what happened in this particular situation is we were out there during the day, but it was a slow bite during the day. Although I was marking a lot of fish on the bottom, what seemed to look like snappers. So with that being said, I knew that there were snapper there. Kind of had a good idea that there were snapper there. I just didn't know when they were going to bite or when the bite was going to turn on. Did we miss a window by getting there a little bit late in the morning? Or are we having an afternoon bite, or is it an early evening bite? So anyways, we decided to stick around and wait for the afternoon, early night bite. And I'm glad we did that because by making that decision, we stumbled upon a great bite. It was a short window now. It wasn't like an all-night thing. It was a short window. But we stumbled upon a great bite, and we had tons of fun. We limited out on the snapper. So let me talk a little bit about what we used. What I like to use, and my go-to, is obviously jigs. You see it there. Boom. I know a lot of you guys have seen this. You use this in the flats, inshore, offshore, everywhere. So this is my go-to lure or hook of choice. In this case, this is kind of like half a lure, half a hook, so to speak. I like this color. This is kind of like a highlight yellow or whatever it's called. They got them in red, they got them in white, so it doesn't really matter. I've used them all and they all work excellent. But I kind of like this one because it's loud, it's crazy. So I'm sure they're gonna see this shit coming down the water column. Okay, so that's what I like to use. What I like to pair it with, obviously, is a light rod. This is a 3500 Spinfisher 6. So this is a second generation of the Spinfisher. It's an excellent reel. I've beat the shit out of this thing for years. It's an excellent reel, really good reel. Spooled up with 30, and I use a 20 to 30 pound test fluorocarbon, depending on the situation. If we got real big fish, then I like to keep it at that 30 mark. If we got giant fish, 40. But if they're finicky, which they will be sometimes, then you want to step it down to the 20. I wouldn't go anything lower than 20 because then you're going to be constantly missing fish, which is no good. The reason why I like spinning reels, anyways, it doesn't have to be a pen. It could be Daiwa, whatever. It's the fact that you can let go of line here nice and easy, and that's what you want. You want to mimic whatever you're chumming. In this case, we were chumming like 3-inch whitebait. We were tossing them out there whole, and then we would put them on the jig and then put them out there with the current. So you want to have a reel that you can let go of line nice and easy and mimic that same slow descending action, and that's what you want. You want to kind of copy what the chum that you're putting out is doing. Okay, so the only way to do that obviously is to have, you know, some sort of setup that you could just kind of easily let go of line. So that's my go-to, that's my baby, that's what I like to use. You could go bigger than this. You could go 4,000, 5,000 series. I like the 3,000 series because it's nice and light and I can fish this thing all night. If you get something big on it, I think it has enough line to deal with that. Sometimes I get smoked, you know, don't get me wrong, but it's a good starting point. So if you guys want to maybe get into this type of fishing, 3500 Spinfisher has worked really well for me. So there you go. That's the rod I use. All right, now let's talk a little bit about chumming, okay, because this is very important. Okay, these fish are not going to magically appear out of nowhere and you're going to be, you know, catching a whole bunch of snapper right off the bat like that. It's not going to happen. Well, at least it hasn't happened for me. I mean, I've caught snapper without having to chum, but you know, you catch 1 or 2 here, whatever. Chumming is very important. Why? Because you want to concentrate these fish into like one pack, right? Or like you want to concentrate them into at least, you know, the back of the boat or wherever the hell you're fishing off of. And what you want to do is you want to keep that chum nice and consistent. Whatever you're using for bait has to be or should be the same that you're using for chum, or at least close, because you know they're gonna be constantly feeding on whatever you're putting out, and that's what they're looking for basically. So jig, put your bait on there, let it go back nice and easy, and that should get you your fish. All right, guys. As far as the chum, you know, chum bags work pretty good. I really don't like chum bags. I'm not a huge fan of chum bags because they attract a lot of sharks and stuff. So I stay away from using chum bags, but sometimes they're good for like yellowtail snapper and for attracting bait. So if you want to use a chum bag, go ahead by all means. But I think chunking is probably the best method. Whether it's small baits like we were using and just throw them out there whole, or if you got big threadfin herrings, cut them up in pieces and put that in the water, and then use a piece on your hook or on your jig and use that for bait. Okay, guys? So that's pretty much it, you know, and I hope that you guys have learned something today. I know that, you know, in some of my previous videos, I really haven't explained what kind of strategy we were using, and the reason for that is because I'm kind of new to all this, right? So I'm just getting used to the swing of things, so to speak, and I guarantee you that I will do a better job at explaining stuff to you guys so that you guys could also go out there and have fun just like we do. Guys, I thank you so much for being part of the show here, and to all the ones that have subscribed, thank you so much. Love you guys, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, man. It's free of charge, and I bet you're gonna learn something. Thank you guys. Until next time on a Puro Channel.